Hey everybody, AC here, and welcome back to another episode of Subnautica. In the last episode, we went out and found the locations of the last of the life pods. In this episode, we are going to listen to all of the different recordings. But before we do,
systems online.
Here we go. We are going to head back over to the Degasi base. Once we're over there, we're gonna get to the top. We're gonna get up to the top, and we are going to just listen to all of the voice logs from that viewpoint. Why? Simply because I want to. Because that sounds like a great idea. It sounds awesome. I hear some reefbacks. Okay. Okay, I might have just gone backwards. I think I did. I think I'm supposed to go up here. Yeah. This looks more right. I just need to get up to the top of one of these to remember to remember how to get. I'm pretty sure it's the other mountain that's taller. So, and if I'm correct, then I just need to get to the top of this one so I can remember exactly how to get to that one. It is that one that's taller. That one is taller. Yeah. Here we are. Okay. This is good. Data downloads, Aurora survivors.
I'm not really a doctor. I know that's what my ID says, but I never have been. Cheated the medical exams. What does a doctor these days need to know about manually resetting bones? When was the last time a top surgeon actually cut someone open? That's what the robots are for. Doctors these days read diagnoses off of computer readouts. For that, I'm perfectly qualified. But what good is it when I'm not connected to the main network? I'm bleeding. I've got glowing green pustules growing on my hands. I run a self-scan and it tells me I've got skin irritation. The only thing I studied in medical school was how to lie convincingly. What the hell do I know about how to treat an alien disease? I think I'm actually going to die down here.
And die he did.
Live pod launch sequence initiated. Entering planetary atmosphere.
My creators, the cherishers and sustainers of worlds, give me this day my daily pleasures as I give to those who seek pleasures from me.
External temperature approaching critical levels.
Show me the path. In life, truth, and love for mine is the power. I am the one, on and off and on again.
Impact imminent.
Life is a game which the universe plays with itself. I am done playing as this bundle of flesh. Return me.
Wow. So he was doing a little prayer there in his last moments.
It's the day of the crash. I don't know what the heck is happening. I'm scared and I'm not going outside. There are shadows in the water under the hatch, but I can't tell if they're rocks or aliens. And there's weird-looking caves nearby. The Aurora was carrying everything needed to build the phase gate. Mobile vehicle bays, bioreactors, propulsion cannons. It had a cinema. There was a zero-G gym. My cafe. I don't understand how we're here now. I don't know why no one's coming for me.
Man. Okay, we're gonna listen to this first, and then
This is Aurora.
read
Come
it.
in. This is Keen. Light pod detached to OK planet fall in 30 seconds.
The computer has identified a landmass at the attached coordinates. I want you to regroup the crew there.
Understood, but
They are your responsibility now. Don't let them down.
Captain, you need to evacuate.
Negative. You'll need the ship in one piece if you're going to contact HQ on the long range. I'm attempting a controlled descent.
Captain!
Ooh. To all crew, if you're reading this, then you have followed the automatic distress signal broadcast by this life pod's onboard computer, contrary to my orders. I have been forced to evacuate. Your orders are to disregard my safety and attempt to reach the designated rendezvous coordinates at the nearest landmass. I hope to see you there.
Flotation devices failed.
We're flooding. Evacuate.
Wait. I can reconfigure the O2 system to act as a bilge pump.
It's working.
Okay, good news. We're alive and we've stopped sinking.
Bad?
The oxygen's going to run out in 30 minutes and we're 500 meters down.
What do we do?
We'll have to use the remaining juice to send a distress call and build whatever gear we can. Then we find a way to the surface. You really think it'll carry two of us?
Your regular sea glide tows a mass of 80 kilograms at over 30 kilometers an hour. The power cellar rig to this one should double that.
You think there's something out there that's faster?
Oh, sure. And that's assuming it doesn't overload 3 meters from the light pod.
You're calm about this.
I'm seeing the engineering problem. If I stop seeing the maths, I'll be terrified.
Yeah.
To any Altera crew. Landed in area of significant alien activity. Encountered predators in the Leviathan class, highly aggressive. Spectroscope scanner assigned species designator Reaper. One specimen attempted to swallow the life pod, doing extensive damage in the process. Only viable option is to make for the safety of the Aurora crash site. I have retrieved a data box with the creature decoy and enough resources to fabricate a couple of them. The swim's longer than the decoy lifetime, but it should just be enough to keep them busy. If you don't find me on board the ship, presume I miscalculated.
And he did. It's so tragic to hear all of these logs. Like, everyone is just... Every single one of them was just fighting for their lives. Every single one of these people was just fighting for their lives, and... and unfortunately, they just wound up in very, very horrible landing conditions. Like, we were the only lucky one to land in the safe shallows. All the others landed landed very close to where a bunch of enemies were, where a bunch of, like, horrible monstrosities were that wanted to eat them. And, this guy wound up getting eaten by a freaking Reaper. Like, that's terrifying. It is very sad that, like, all these people, like, died so horribly.
Ma'am, I need you to stay calm. We're not in immediate danger.
Where are the rescue teams?
The Aurora didn't make it.
So, where are the rescue teams?
They're dead, ma'am. We have rendezvous coordinates, but the routes are radiated.
So, what are you going to do?
I'm head of human resources, ma'am. This is not my expertise. But the PDA says if we can find some lead, we can make radiation suits.
Out there! I am not setting foot outside this life pod without the proper protection.
Don't worry. I'll go.
That was a crab squid egg! Oh my god! We got a crab squid! Jelly Ray, yeah, Jelly Ray, cool, awesome. I got 2 jelly rays. But that was a crab squid egg! Ah, that's awesome! I got my own crab squid!
What are you doing? You were gone so long. I thought you drowned.
Put the flare down.
I was going to try and attract someone's attention.
That's not a distress flare. Stop waving it around like that. You'll catch the fuel line.
Oh, dang. Oh, dang. Wow, LifePod 6 just exploded because a freaking passenger decided to fling a flare around next to a fuel line. Oh my god, how dumb! How dumb does that lady have to be? Wow! Those 2 could have survived! Those 2 could have survived! Hello? Man, the people in LifePod 6 could have lived. They could have survived, but they had a really stupid passenger. Ah, oh man, that sucks. That is so unfortunate.
I've tried everything. The analysis circuits on the fabricator are fried. Can barely manufacture the most basic of materials. Want a battery? Here, have a children's toy. Need deep-sea diving equipment? Have some lab tech. Hungry? I'll turn that fruit into dust for you. I'm going forward with trial and error. I hit every button here has got to make something useful eventually.
Oh boy. I bet one of those buttons caused the life pod to self-destruct. Oh boy. That's unfortunate. That is also very unfortunate. Not as unfortunate as LifePod 6. One stupid passenger caused the whole thing to explode because they thought it would be a brilliant idea to wave a flare next to a fuel line. Oh my god. Karens, man.
We have to board the Aurora, repair the long-range comms, make contact with the other survivors. We can't be the only 2 that made it.
Those are not the orders the captain gave me, and they are not the orders I'm giving you.
This isn't chain of command, it's survival.
My obligations as acting commander don't turn on their convenience. Get out of the water.
If I get into trouble, I'll send you my coordinates.
I can't let you go alone.
Then come with me.
You don't leave me much choice.
Received emergency transmission from Second Officer Key, 2 hours after last activity.
Rendezvous was a failure. Intercepted a transmission from Altera HQ. Seems they sent a data package to the Aurora. We were intercepted by a Leviathan-class Predator before we could reach the ship. Consider the CTO and I lost at sea. Be safe. Keen. Out.
Oh man. And those two died. Those 2 died by a Reaper. Man, that really sucks. I feel really bad for anyone who wound up stuck on the business end of a Reaper's jaw. Like I feel very, very sad for those people. But now that we've listened to all that, we're gonna move on to all the Degasi entries. Okay, Aurora Auxiliary Mission Orders. Mission, Search and Rescue. Target, crew of the Mongolian vessel Degasi. Last known position, vicinity of planet 4546b. Iridian Arm. Iridian. It's Iridian. Okay. Had to say it out loud a couple times. Contact Mongolian Embassy Joki Kasar, Aurora Passenger Quarters. Mission brief. The Mongolian vessel the Degasi disappeared almost a decade ago, carrying with it a high-ranking Mongolian chief. Welcome back. Corporate insurance has purchased passage aboard the Aurora for Emissary Kassar, and your orders are to make every reasonable effort to locate and retrieve the Degasi crew members without compromising the primary mission. Confirming the fate of the crew will aid Altera's diplomatic efforts with the Mongolian councils. Mission details. Aurora is due to perform a slingshot maneuver around 4546b, Category 3 ocean planet, approximately 13 months post-launch. Okay, so they left a year ago. They left a year ago, and then this whole thing is happening, like, God knows how long. Like, I assume it's like maybe a month or something, a month or 2 months or something like that. When the whole story of Subnautica 1 takes place, and then it's like 2 years later when the story of Subnautica 1 takes place, and then Subnautica 2 takes place just 2 years later. So it's been well over 13 years, possibly close to 14 years since the Degasi crashed. And we learned that in Subnautica 2 that Marguerite Maida has survived this whole time. So she has survived this plague, the Kara virus, for 14 years. How? How? How is that possible? Anyway, this will bring the ship within range of the Degasi's last known position. Additional aquatic and all-terrain vehicles have been included in the Aurora's cargo package for this mission. Degasi crew manifesto has been distributed to senior employees in a separate message. Okay?
Chief's log, 5 weeks since the crash. The only other survivors are my son, Mott, and Maida, the cut-price mercenary I commissioned for the journey. After days drifting in the life pod, rain hammering on the roof, the weather cleared and we washed up here. I had Maida salvage the Degasi wreck, set Bart to finding us a stable source of food. His education is paying off sooner than I'd anticipated. Our only problem is Maida. She says the weather's going to turn. I say she's finding excuses to risk our lives. I imagine she's not gonna weaken her life without a physical altercation, and she's itching for a fight. In every judgment she makes, things go from bad to worse. If she had my experience, she'd have more faith. Humans have spent millennia specializing in how to shackle nature to our will. This planet won't cause us any new problems. My one task now is to keep us alive, as comfortably as possible, until the insurance company arranges rescue. In this part of space, that could be months, or even years. You know what Maida told me today? She wants to build a habitat 500 meters below sea level, more than a kilometer northeast of here. And she needs Bart and I to do it. She's got it into her head that she can save us if she just acts recklessly enough. But I've hauled Star Wars to Neptune, Plasteel to the Federation. This family operates 9 different mining colonies across the Ariadne Arm. Maida thinks she's better suited to lead. Her contract still says otherwise. I just cannot damn well tell whether it's the stupidest idea I ever heard, or my only hope. I turned 80 years old last week. I thought I had another 80 in me, but marooned on this planet, there's no swapping out of my liver when the old one fails. Here, I'm mortal. And Maida is useful. So, it's my responsibility to make a decision. Return to the island and hope whatever knocked the Degasi out of the sky won't do the same to the rescue ship. Or take us deeper in search of answers. And all the while be hoping old age gets me before the sea monsters do. I'll give Maida just one thing. She was right about these caves. There's enough lithium there to fabricate 100 tons of plasteel. Enough for a damn fleet of Cyclops submarines. There was nothing anyone could have done to avoid crashing here. But I was right to order the detour. If we get off this planet, they'll be talking about the Torgal share price on the other side of the Federation.
I thought it might get claustrophobic living underwater. Father feels it is. He'd tell me it was childish, but I stare out the window and sometimes I think how lucky I am to see this world up close. Back on the island, I wouldn't have believed the creatures that live down here. The fish, they glow. There's one that's 90% eyeball. Snakes twice the length of a habitat compartment. Certainly, it's not all friendly. Most of the plant life is toxic. I learned that the hard way. But I've managed to coax some marble melons into growing indoors. And when they don't cover our dietary needs, well, we eat the fish themselves. It's a bit gross, but it's nothing they wouldn't do. I've been attempting to document my findings. Father approves. He says understanding is power, that the more we know about this planet, the more we can use it to our advantage. I'm just doing it because it's fun. It's not easy without proper equipment and network access, but the old-fashioned way, observing, taking notes, testing theories, shows me the world in a way a spectroscopic analysis never could. Lately, I've been watching the crab snakes. They ambush their prey as it tries to feed on the mushrooms they hide in. What they don't eat settles on the seabed, which fertilizes the mushrooms, which feeds the herbivores, and so the chain continues. Co-evolution gives me the fuzzies. Something incredible just happened.
So yeah. So he's he's kind of like I get us in Bart a bit, like our character. I kind of see our character a bit in Bart. Oh. Cool. I was like, is it night? Oh, is it night again already? But yeah, I kind of get our character in Bart a little bit. Just due to the fact that, like, he does things not necessarily he does a lot of things not necessarily out of necessity, but because he's either curious or just for fun. And I get that, like, because when you get down to it, like, so much of the game is unnecessary. Like, you don't need to make a base. You can just live in the life pod the entire game. You can easily live in the life pod for the entire game. You can just kind of... I see the outline of the other island. Huh. But yeah, you can just live in the life pod throughout the entire game, and you can, like, use water lockers to help you. Or just make one multi-purpose room. Make a single multi-purpose room and just put a bajillion glass lockers in there. In order to keep all of your resources in one spot. Like, you could easily do that. You don't need to make an elaborate base like I did. You don't necessarily need... you don't necessarily need the sea moth either when you get down to it. It's certainly faster than the Cyclops or the prawn suit, but it's not necessary. It's not absolutely necessary, especially since it can't go down all the way to the active lava zone. Because ultimately, your one goal is to get down there. Your one major goal is to get down there, make the hatching enzyme. Your one major goal is to get down there, make the hatching enzyme, hatch the babies to get the cure, then go turn off the gun. Like, that's it. Turn off the gun and then build a Neptune rocket and get out of there. That's really your only goal. Everything else is optional. You don't need to do anything. You don't really need to do anything else to beat the game. You just need to do the absolute essentials. And everything else you do because you want to. Not because you have to. But so much of what you can do is so fun to do that you want to do it. And that's exactly what Bart is doing in these logs. He's doing all this stuff just because it's fun. Because he wants to do it. So I think Bart's pretty identifiable.
Something incredible just happened. Since we're down here, I had this plan to build equipment and study the life forms we were encountering, but I didn't have enough enameled glass. So, I started looking for a natural substrate that would strengthen the glass we have, and those stalker teeth we've been finding fit the bill. Only, well, we needed more. That's when Marguerite got interested. She actually listened to me, more than I can say for father, and I worked up the courage to talk about my more tentative theories. When I told her they were attracted to metal deposits, that their teeth get dislodged when they pick them up, her eyes narrowed and she dashed out of the room. 3 hours later, she came back, her pack loaded down with stalker teeth. I asked her about it. She shrugged and said my theories were good. Said she had the meeting out of the palm of her hand. I think she meant it literally. She is incredible. She went out to the kelp forest armed with just a heat blade and went fin to fin with a pack of stalkers. On the one hand, that is the coolest thing I have ever heard. On the other, well, I hope the stalkers didn't come off worse than Marguerite did. She had a huge gash on her forearm. I don't think things went as smoothly as she made out. And what's the point in surviving here if we have to kill everything that makes it so wonderful? I wish I knew more about these animals, but Father won't let me leave the habitat. Maybe with all this glass, we could build a containment unit and get up close to them.
Yeah. Yeah, and they have a containment unit in one of their bases. And that's great. That's awesome.
This island is a godsend. Look out of the window. No predators, fresh food.
No building materials, nothing left of the ship. And your kid says we're gonna starve without more grow beds. Speak up, kid.
It's true, Father. The natural growth rates are too slow to keep supporting us.
All I'm saying is ocean's got us surrounded. No use hiding. Sooner or later, we'll get our feet wet.
The rest of your life may have been a fight, Maida, but I've made my decision. You want to forfeit your emergency pay to take a swim? Go ahead.
Believe me, I'm thinking on it.
Son, I said wait for the storm to pass. Your life's more valuable to me than a plant patch.
You stopped being in charge when the ship you were captaining sunk.
I'll stop being in charge when you take charge of yourself.
Say, Chief. Chief,
What?
you know how to drain those grow beds of 40 tons of stormwater? Or how to conjure food from the air?
I know how to prioritize.
I'm just saying, if that's so, What's your boy's life worth to you today, if tomorrow you're gonna be so hungry you start wondering what it tastes like? Let him go deal with the plants.
Son, go deal with the plants.
Bard, Torgo has disembarked the habitat.
Interfere with my family again, and when rescue arrives, I will leave you here. Do you understand me?
No rescue coming, Chief. Not in time. No staying here neither. This rain keeps falling, sooner or later this place will be buried. Only choice we got is whether to get buried with it.
Okay.
You see, Chief, you brought us to this sodden planet. Told us we'd see a lush payday. Now what do we got some 6 weeks later? A dead crew, a habitat that's half buried, food washed away.
I suppose the executive decisions would be better left to someone with your extensive experience of hitting people in the face.
I know enough not to take unscheduled detours to uncharted planets. That's something you don't want to learn the hard way.
Easy to judge a decision in hindsight. Harder to come up with a plan of your own.
Got one already. We take what we can carry and hunker down in a cave somewhere. I scouted a site, a couple 100 meters deep, lots of metal deposits.
How do you imagine we'd live?
With ready access to building materials, like damn queens, a couple of water filters, a bioreactor, fresh fish. But Chief, we'll eat seaweed salad and drink our own urine if that's what it takes. All that matters is, do you got something better?
Send the coordinates to my PDA. I'll review your proposal.
Yeah, so at this point, he's starting to get desperate. Paul is starting to get desperate. Because Maida's being proven right. Like, they had to leave their habitat that's, like, down here. Yeah. That habitat down there, they had to leave it. They had to leave it, and they had to establish bases up here. I think that's the one they went to before, and then this one Bart ended up making later on.
What is that thing?
I don't know. I found it outside in the sand.
Part of another ship?
None I've ever seen.
It's not even scratched.
Don't fool around with it. It might be worth something.
Stand down, Chief. If it were gonna crumble to dust, it would have done so when I picked it up.
It's glowing.
We're not the first people to come to this planet.
People. Maybe. Could be aliens. Could be the damn sea monsters for all we know. One thing for sure, we ain't gonna find out by staying here.
Son, there is always
So they
a
came
pecking
across
order.
the cursor
And
tech.
in our world, money makes a hierarchy. I pay Maida a fraction of what I pay you, and you a fraction of what I pay me.
If money makes the hierarchy, why is Marguerite making the decisions?
We need her. We let her think what she likes, so long as she does what she's told.
What if she doesn't?
For enough money, she will. People always do. We're already 200 meters below sea level. You want to go deeper?
Look around us, Chief. Water leaking through the hull, water outside the hatch. We're drowning real slow. If rescue arrives, whatever shot us down, it's gonna do it again and again until it's shut off. You see an off switch around here, Chief?
Why would it any more likely be half a kilometer down?
Your kid found something on the scanner. There's something down there. Something that shouldn't be.
You're mad.
I'm going all the same, and I have an idea you two are gonna follow. But if you do, be mindful. Your authority stopped at sea level.
Oof. Yep. They, at this point, they have started, they've started to feel the effects of the Kara, and, Maida is like, we need to go deeper in order to find a cure, plus, whatever shot down the Degasi clearly has an off switch, and we need to find it. And her gut was telling her that, like, it was the answers they seek would be deeper. And she was right. The answers are deep. The answers are deeper. Like, the gun itself is on surface level, but you can't turn it off if you're infected. So they had to go deeper in order to find a way to survive.
Please, stop fighting and listen. We're sick.
What?
How?
You've been coughing, right? Feeling itchy? Blisters?
Yeah.
The biometrics would have warned us if we were sick.
It's something new. It's not in the database.
Come on, then. What's it gonna do? Turn us inside out? Dissolve us into jelly?
It's an alien bacteria. It's everywhere. Every organism on this planet. It's altering our genetic code.
How are the creatures surviving if they're infected?
I don't know yet.
Want me to cut some of them open for you? Find out what makes them tick?
No.
Just tell me what you need, son. Materials, equipment.
Just... Can I have some quiet? I need some time to think.
Okay, so Bart is trying to figure out how to proceed with the knowledge of the bacteria.
Margaret, Maida has boarded the habitat.
What are you so happy about, Maida?
Say, kid, I brought you something.
Is that a Leviathan outside?
Towed it home on the back of the sub.
You killed that thing?
It's still breathing. I was about to finish the job, but I can stay and chat if you'd like. No? Then make yourself useful and pass me that hardened blade.
Are you out of your mind? You brought that thing here? What if it's not as dead as it looks? What if others come?
You prefer it got curious and came of its own accord, or got messed up and dragged here?
When we get off this planet, I am going to drag you through every court in the damn Federation.
Yikes. And so they are... Yeah. So basically, at about Mandalay, at about Malady, at about there, that's when they decided to go down to the 500-meter base, their last known position. And here in voice log 8, they're already there in their last base. And she brought a Reaper Leviathan to the base. She brought down a Reaper Leviathan.
I have had it with you, risking our lives.
Oh, stow it, Chief. The kid can't kill this disease without fish to study. I'm just bringing him home.
What? Tell her. Tell her I'm right.
You're both wrong. Marguerite, I can't find out how they resist the bacteria if you slaughter them all.
It ain't always they oblige in coming in alive.
He means you're being reckless.
Father, the outcome's no better if we hole up in here and don't go outside. That we have to find a middle way.
There is no compromise. Not while she's on my sea base.
Your sea base?
I'm going outside.
Bart, Torgal has disembarked the habitat.
Bart, come in. It's dangerous. Damn it, boy. I know you can hear me.
Chief. Chief, get off the radio and put on your helmet.
What?
Brace!
Dang. So a Reaper came and another Reaper came and attacked their final base, destroyed the whole thing. Bart managed to get away, but Marguerite and Paul were still in there.
Came out of nowhere. An alien kraken, bigger than a cyclops. Tore a hole clear through the reinforced hull. I barely got my breather in time. I told her. I said others would come. The rupture threw me clear of the habitat, and the monster turned and bore down on me. And just as its tentacles came within reach, Maida appeared out of nowhere. She had a sea glide in one hand, a jagged piece of scrap metal in the other. She meant to butcher that beast or die trying. The last I saw her, she had the metal lodged in its neck as the monster did its best to shake her, contorting off into the darkness. I'm certain she got her wish, one way or another. Then I thought I saw a light deep below me. I hoped maybe Bart had swum clear. I followed it. Now I wonder whether I saw anything at all. Our oxygen is low. The habitat is gone. I can't see the sky. Something surely has the scent of my blood.
Dang. He followed it down deep. He followed it deeper because he thought he saw a light, and most likely got eaten by a crab squid, because that area down there is filled to the brim with crab squids. And yeah, he said that he followed a light down into an even darker area. That sounds like crab squid territory. So he probably got electrocuted and then eaten. So that sucks. But Marguerite is a freaking badass. She took on a freaking Reaper. A freaking Reaper Leviathan with a piece of scrap metal. She killed not just one Reaper Leviathan, but two. She killed two Reaper Leviathans, and she didn't even have a blade with her for the first one. They said that she was asking Paul to hand her a blade, which means she didn't even have a blade. She didn't even have a blade for that first one. So she essentially took down two Reaper Leviathans with nothing but scrap metal. That is awesome. That is so cool. She's a badass. She's my hero.
This is the first time I've seen sunlight in months. After all that time in the deep, I'd been dreaming of it. Now that I'm back here, I'm finding it hard to enjoy alone. Father was right. We should never have left this place. We shouldn't have gone so deep. They do not want us down there. Despite my best efforts, ill health is taking hold of me. The visions are getting worse. Marguerite and Father are now part of the ecosystem of this incredible planet. It's reassuring to know that when I go, I'll join them. Until then, well, there's always the view.
Man. That sucks. So Bart came back. So Bart came back after what happened. And after what happened with their last sea base, he came back to the island, and he made this little base. He made this little base, which was just which is essentially just two eye compartments and an observatory. Because again, they didn't have a whole lot of materials to work with over here, so their bases were very, very basic and rudimentary. They effectively used up all of their materials just to make this base. And to live on the island, and then they were forced up top, and they were only able to construct the most basic of bases. So that is very unfortunate. It really is. But god damn, I still love Marguerite Maida's character. I love that character. Marguerite is such a badass. She is so cool. And yeah, I really like the whole story with the Degasi. I like the entire Degasi story. I think that it's awesome. So, but in any case, that's everything. John Island, second Degasi base, last Degasi base, Aurora, Degasi Island. And Omega base. I'm Batman. Okay. I'm just gonna keep heading around until I find a way to get back to my Seamoth. I'm going the long way because I jumped in the wrong spot. I jumped down the wrong spot, unfortunately. Here we go. That's it. Yeah! And what luck? Day has broken. All right. I hear reefbacks. All right. So, now that that's done, we're just gonna head back to our base, and we're gonna. I don't like how the creepy music is starting to play right now. We're gonna go back to our base, and then we're gonna go back to our base, and then we're going to check the check on the jelly rays and crab squids.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
I'm glad that we're done with this room. Our research room with a few posters, and then our pleasure room. Yeah, with all of these bags and all these toys.
Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier, and welcome back to Subnautica.
I love it. I need to look up, see if there's a place to get Jack's little Sam toy. I need to check that. Oh! Our little crab squid! And a jelly ray! Oh my god, that's awesome! Oh, that's so cool. And yeah, I did find I didn't realize what the spadefish egg looked like, and so I wound up bringing a spadefish egg in here. Whatever. Oh, that's so cool! Oh, that's awesome! Those things are terrifying. Those things are terrifying when they're fully grown, but here they're tiny and they're cute. Well, not cute. They're still gross looking, but like they're tiny. They're tiny, and now they're harmless. As long as we don't take them out of that alien containment, they'll never hurt us. That's awesome. I'm happy about that. So, while we're here, I will actually look up right now just to see if it's something we can do. Because I want to know if that's something we can do. If it is, then I'll do that in the next episode. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so there is a place to get them. It seems there is a place to get it, but it looks like it might only be... It might only be... it's possible it might only be available on PC. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it's only available on the PC version. Markiplier's, the Markiplier doll is available on console versions, where the Jacksepticeye, a septic tank, is available on PC versions. So, if you're a console user, you get Mark. If you're a PC user, you get Jack. That's fine. That's fine. I mean, it gives you reason to get both versions of the game, I guess. Cool. Cool. So I can just keep... Thank you. I'm gonna get another copy. So, yeah. So that's unfortunate. We can't get several Jacksepticeye septic tanks. Wow, I got 2 from that. But anyway, so, I don't know who you are. I don't know who you are, so I'm not going to answer. So, leave a message if it's important, otherwise, don't call me. Anyway. Anyway, so, I'm going to leave this episode here. So, thank you everybody so much. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Okay, it is going. Okay, weird. I didn't realize I hit it a second. I didn't realize I hit it again. Okay, well, anyway, thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, all that good jazz. And until the next video, I will see you all then. Take care, everybody!